Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods here on this hump day as we sit 113 days, 3 hours, 58 minutes, and 46 seconds away from kickoff of the 2019 season. Woo! What a difference a year makes. A year ago at this time, a lot of people were questioning whether or not Dak Prescott was going to be our quarterback. Dak Prescott, we looked at the end of that year, how he digressed, how his mechanics got off. It's just like when he got a lot of pressure, you could see him kind of, throwing off his back foot, some misreads, accuracy issues. And then Kellen Moore was hired as the offensive coordinator, as the quarterback's coach. And we looked at that and said, Kellen Moore doesn't really have that much experience. I mean, Dak Prescott ended up beating him out. What is he going to be able to teach Dak? And I question a lot of the mechanics because Kellen Moore didn't exactly have a lot of experience, and everything he learned was from Scott Linehan. And Scott Linehan, well, most of the time he spent up in the booth, and you couldn't really see Scott Linehan working with him that much. And so we kind of looked at that and said, I don't know if it's going to work. And at the first half of the season last year, you looked and you said, we got the same issues. Maybe Kellen Moore needs to go. But by the time we got Amari Cooper, and as the season went on, you could see Dak Prescott. It was the tale of two seasons. Literally, I keep pulling these notes up, but literally the first half of the season, the first 8 games, he averaged 208 yards, 89 QBR. Second half of the season, he averaged 278 yards a game, 102 QBR. So maybe we should attribute some of that to Amari Cooper and some of that to the coaching where it took time for it to sink in. But now we got Jon Kitna. And a lot of people are saying, what is Jon Kitna bringing to the table? I mean, he coached in high school. What does he know? Well, here's what's interesting. I don't know how much you really know about Jon Kitna because, of course, he sat behind Tony Romo. He didn't play that much for the Cowboys. But would you believe that Jon Kitna, he was undrafted? Would you believe that Jon Kitna has over 29,000 yards passing in the NFL? 43rd on the all-time list. Ahead of, right now, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ahead of Brad Johnson, who's got a ring. I know what you're saying. Yeah, okay, big deal. Ahead of Ron Jaworski, Terry Bradshaw, Roger Staubach, Randall Cunningham. Now, what's interesting is he went undrafted, and he ended up being in Seattle, sitting behind Warren Moon, arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Had they counted his Canadian numbers, he would have had more passing yards than Dan Marino. So he got to sit and watch and learn from him. He ended up playing his third year with Seattle, and I believe 9-7 was his record. Not spectacular, but it was a winning record. And he ended up going to Barcelona, playing for the Dragons in the World Football League, and leading them to the World Cup or the World Championship or whatever the thing was, but winning that. And then upon coming back, he went to the Cincinnati Bengals, where in 2003 he became the comeback player of the year. Not bad. After that, he went to the Lions, and Lord knows, going to the Lions is not a good thing. But at the time, he was only the second quarterback of the Detroit Lions to throw for 4,000 yards. And that was before they changed all the rules where it's advantageous where everybody's throwing for like 4,000, 5,000 yards. This is back in the day. And then, of course, he came to the Cowboys and sat behind Tony Romo. Now, here's what's interesting to me. I do construction work. I'm a cabinet maker. I can visualize things, how things work. That's my gift. You can equate offensive coordinator to an architect. I've met a lot of architects, done a lot of work for architects. Architects don't have a clue how you build something. They get a vision in what they want to accomplish, the end result. But how they get there, they don't know. It's kind of like they don't know how to make the sausage. All they know is we need to make the sausage to sell. And that's where Kellen Moore is going to be now, where his mind is, okay, this is the play I want to go against down and distance. This is the formation and things. Jon Kitna, who has been a journeyman quarterback, who has surprisingly had a lot of yards, had success on bad teams. You wonder if he had had great coaching or went to another place where he may have been a lot more successful, because clearly he had the tools. Having been there, behind a Warren Moon, behind a Tony Romo, learning the craft, he may be better suited to teach the reads, to teach the footwork, the mechanics, and the things like that that are going to help Dak Prescott take it to the next level. And clearly, we've got better talent going into this year than we did last year. And if people stay healthy or get healthy, then that's going to bode well. So if you're questioning his credentials, his ability, don't question him. I think Jon Kitna is actually going to be very, very good working with Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott. Now, here's the drawback, of course, to all of this is everybody has been basically under the same system of Scott Linehan's. Kellen Moore was brought to the Dallas Cowboys by Scott Linehan from the Detroit Lions. Jon Kitna also played for the Detroit Lions, as well as being here underneath Scott Linehan with the Dallas Cowboys. However, I believe that this is where the student becomes the master, tries to make his own path. And I think you're going to see Kellen Moore, who's going to say, you know, the biggest gripe the players had was that this offense was limited. We didn't experiment. We didn't do the things that the players liked. And I think that he has gotten the earful from the players. I remember I played a clip. I meant to play it during my live stream the other night and forgot to. I was having some problems with the streams, and that's why I didn't play clips. But it was a picture of Dak Prescott sitting beside Kellen Moore on the sidelines, and you see Dak Prescott like, F this. And I thought it was, I can't believe I got Kellen Moore teaching me or coaching me, and I beat him out. Because the body language did not look good. But it turns out that maybe that body language wasn't at Kellen Moore as so much as it was to Scott Linehan. Because from all reports, everything you hear about Dak is the one who wanted Kellen Moore for the offensive coordinator. Dak is one of the ones who ended up wanting him to be the quarterback's coach. But we know about the frustration, and I hope I said that right. If my wife's listening, if I did, I know I'm banned from using that word. But that whole frustration, flustered, was with the whole offense. We've heard so many people from Dez Bryant, garbage ass offense, Bryce Butler, even Amari Cooper, who just got to town, was like, let's do something different because they're sitting on that route. We've done run it 5 times in a row and it ain't doing jack. Let's go with the go route. That frustration with that offense, I think that's going to filter down to Kellen Moore, and I think it's going to also work well with Jon Kitna. We'll have to wait and see how it all, fits together, but we are in a much better place right now than we were a year ago when it was Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator. So as always, friends, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. I'm still working some things out. If there's any sound issues, because I'm still having a little issue about damn it, E2, still having some issues balancing all this stuff out and redoing. I literally have torn this place apart, putting it back together. But I think I've gotten everything where it's just about right. So I'll double check on the sound on here and make sure we're good to go. I've got, come Friday, we're going to be going to the land down under. I've got a gentleman who is a Dallas Cowboy fan from Australia who does podcasts and stuff down there. And there's a big fan base in Australia, believe it or not, for the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to talk to him and ask him, do the Dallas Cowboys look upside down from Australia? See what I did there? I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you guys later.